Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Gabriel Moraes, and in here we're gonna talk about personal finance and topics such as investment, credit cards, bank accounts, and savings accounts. In this video, I will help you how to build your savings account and understand the concepts of emergency fund. So first, make sure you watch my first video because this is the second video of the process. And if you didn't watch the first video, you're not gonna know how to manage your money and expenses. And if you don't do that, you're not gonna be able to successfully start your savings account and emergency fund. Well, now that you know how to control your money and allocate all your income, it's time for you to start building your emergency fund, which is gonna help you prepare to unexpected outcomes or anything that can come across your daily life. So what is emergency fund? Your emergency fund is gonna be your monthly expenses of at least 6 months, but you should aim for 9 months to 12 months. So let me give you an example to make it easier for you to understand. Let's picture someone, Jane. Let's see Jane expenses. Jane have rent, she have to pay for her car insurance, and she have to pay for food. To make it this round, let's make it 1,000. So for rent is 500, for her food is 300 a month, and for her car 200 because Jane used she have a very expensive car. So knowing that her monthly expenses are $1,000, what she should do if she's aiming for an emergency fund of 12 months, she should multiply $1,000 times 12. So she's gonna find the $12,000 number, which is gonna be the total amount that Jane should save for her emergency fund. So a question that a lot of people ask is, why should we start building our emergency fund before we start investing? We do that because we want to make sure when you start investing, you can invest comfortable for the long term. A good way to see that is if you put your money in the market or invest your money and leave it there for at least 3 years. For me, long term is 5 to 7 years, but 3 years will be a good range for you to overcome a downturn in the market. So your emergency fund, depending on the number of months that you save, is gonna help you overcome your emergencies or something unexpected. So for example, if you lose your job, you can use that money to cover your expenses and not taking out from your investment money. A good way to see that as well is your emergency fund is gonna help you separate your personal life money with your investment money, with a wall in the middle. So you won't touch it both. You're gonna leave them separately. So for example, if you have your emergency fund in this crisis, you wouldn't need to take money out of your investments or sell a good for a price that you didn't want just because you had to pay for a bill, you had to pay for some of your expenses if something unexpected happened. One other question that we can ask is, where should we leave our money? In a normal bank account, in a savings account, in a short-term investment? So what we want to do with this money is have high liquidity, because we don't know when we're gonna have an emergency. Could be a year from now, a month, 1 day from now, and we want to make sure you can take the money out of the account whenever we want with no penalty. The second principle is that we need some return so we can preserve our capital and at least try to beat inflation in the long run. So your normal savings account from Bank of America or Chase wouldn't work because they just yield around 0.01%. So what are some options of accounts that I can put my emergency fund? No penalty CDs are a good option because you don't have penalty when you can take out the money, and usually they yield a pretty good amount, the best right now in fixed income, I think. And you just should check when you can take the money out and how fast it is for you to take the money out of the account. A good example of that is Marcus by Goldman Sachs, which is yielding I think 2.3% now, and I think you just have to leave the money there for a week so you don't have any penalties. The second option is T-bills. T-bills for me are the safest investment in the world because who would think the US government would default on its own bills? So the only problem with this method right now is that it's not yielding a lot of return, so I would disqualify for this video. So the last in the topic that I would talk most in the video is gonna be high yield savings, which I personally use for my emergency fund, and I'm gonna mention a couple here. So we have Discovery, we have also Ally Bank, we have Amex, and we also have, I think you can have Marcus by Goldman Sachs as well. So the good thing about this is that they are government insured and they have a little bit of yield, around 1.25 or 1.3%. So remember that these accounts are not going to yield you a high return on your investment, but the point of them is to yield a fixed income, a fixed return, so you can preserve your money and make sure you can use it when you have your emergency fund set. From these options, the one that I use is the Discovery Savings, but make sure you go through all of them before you make a choice and find the one that best suits you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and make sure you like this video because this helps a lot the channel, and let me know in the comments what kind of emergency fund account did you choose to set your emergency fund. See you guys in the next video.